Nova Rockafeller showing love to the queen. You know, can't forget about her. Can't forget about the queen, man. She too nice with it. She way too nice for it, man. And it's a conversation to have. You know, like you can be a female artist and make really great music without having to show off like your body, twerk it, talk about pussy this, pussy that, or have a bunch of like nonsense in your raps and lyrics, or a bunch of like naked dancers and shit. You could still make really good music, and I feel like that's something a lot of these little girls need to see. Like, hey, it's still cool to listen to music like this. Let's make music like this cool again for the little girls out there, daughters, all that shit. Let's bring that back, man. But it's a lot to be said about that shit. Hopefully I do find a song where we can talk about more about like female artists and just their place in hip hop. That is a conversation I do want to have with y'all. And somebody did mention that in the comment section in one of my past videos, and I was like, yeah, I agree with you. It's about time we had that conversation. So I'm looking forward to it. Just gotta find the right video for that. Anyways, man, Genghis Khan. Real quick though, have y'all seen Marco Polo on Netflix? It's a lit show. I loved it. I think I binged that whole thing because it was so good. Once I got into it, I couldn't stop. Basically, it just takes place during Kublai Khan's time. Genghis Khan was his grandfather. And it was like these traders from Europe who would come trade through the Silk Road and all that type of shit, bring new stuff in and maybe take some stuff out. But I think something went wrong. And he had his son with him this one time because his son really wanted to travel with him and shit, kind of bond with the dad. So the dad brought him along this one time, and I think something happened, and the Khan wasn't too happy with the father and his buddy. So the father left the son there, Marco Polo, left him in Khan's kingdom, to grow up, learn their ways, all that shit. And you just know how it is when you're that one kid, a foreigner in a different country. People kind of despise you. The Khan's son thought he was there to take his place because the Khan did fuck with him heavy. Like, he liked the kid because the kid had, he could see shit. He had like good intuition. He could read people and situations, and the Khan liked that. Anyways, man, I'm not about to like break down the whole story for y'all. Just, if y'all fuck with that type of shit, be sure to check it out on Netflix. Marco Polo. But Genghis Khan had a great ass empire, man. His empire was big. Got big by assimilating other empires, like if they defeated you, they'd assimilate you into their kingdom, and they kept expanding just like that. And this man, bro, he was a motherfucker, bro. Like, he used to fuck like heavy. Whoo! Like, he just spread his seed everywhere. Like, that's the best way I can say that, because 1 in every 200 men is a descendant of him. Direct descendant of Genghis Khan. 1 in 200 men. That's a fact. The Y chromosome, something about that shit. This motherfucker just used to hit that shit. He was just out here clapping people, like clapping chicks left and right. Even to this day, it's still a lot of his descendants out here, and they carry the Y chromosomes. But it's only men. From what I've read, it's only men who can have that Y chromosome. I don't know what the fuck is up with that, but anyways, man, Genghis Khan, a little backstory on that. Legend, nonetheless. He did his thing. He left his mark on history. He left his mark on history. Still talking about him to this day. With that said, Nova Rockafeller, let's get straight to it.
I wake up in the barracks, never the trenches, but this battle is never just where I left it. It's got a mind of its own and it never lets go with its knife on my throat, yeah. Win today, trying to listen to my heart, but his voice has changed, saying, you're the greatest of all time, screaming, I think you should die!
Yo, Nova, hold on, I gotta start this over. What happened? How did we get here?
I wake up in the barracks, never the trenches, but this battle is never just where I left it. It's got a mind of its own and it never lets go with its knife on my throat, yeah. Win today, trying to listen to my heart, but his voice has changed, saying, you're the greatest of all time, screaming, I think you should die!
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
And I don't know if I wanna stay, but I will die before I run away.
Facts. I would die before I run away. Like every day I wake up the same. Like like every day I wake up the same. But I want to change. This is not who I want to be. This is not where I want to be at. But every day I wake up the same. But I die before I run away. Like I don't give a fuck how many times I gotta do this shit. I'm gonna keep doing it till I get it right, till I break out, till I get where I wanna be. It's a mentality thing, my nigga. If you want something bad enough, you stick with it, eventually it will happen. You just gotta stick with that shit. Cause once you run away, you never know how close you were to achieving it, you know? You could run dead ass right before you made it through. You never know. So you just gotta stick with it. Let's go, baby girl, talk your shit.
Like
Facts.
Genghis Khan. I would not let you take me, show up, swing into the whole room, toe up. I would not let you save me, go rogue in my darkness and see what awaits me. I am the one, I see the door. Your bullets fall to the floor. Every day I get out of bed and go to war with the bullets in my head.
Hold up, let me run that verse back real quick.
Like Genghis Khan. I would not let you take me, show up, swing into the whole room, toe up. I would not let you save me, go rogue in my darkness and see what awaits me. I am the one, I see the door.
Now I'ma stay in scrap, my nigga. If it's beef you want, you gonna get it. I'm ready. I'm ready to scrap. Let's go. Let's get it over with, I would not run away like Genghis Khan. Warrior spirit, warrior mentality. Those motherfuckers were savages, my nigga. Genghis was a legend. He is a legend, my nigga. He's not your regular soldier or whatever. Some legendary shit right there. He up there with the greats mentality. That's pretty interesting though, Genghis Khan. Like, why did she pick Genghis Khan specifically? Like, is she into that type of, like, history, that specific type of history? Because it's Alexander the Great. It's a lot of other names out there she could have put, but she specifically picked Genghis Khan. Maybe she says something about that later on in the song. We gonna find out. But why Genghis Khan? Now I'm curious.
I would not let you take me, show up, swing into the whole room, toe up. I would not let you save me, go rogue in my darkness and see what awaits me. I am the one, I see the door. Your bullets fall to the floor. Every day I get out of bed and go to war with the bullets in my head. All my friends are in my head. All my friends are running.
All my fears are in my head. Every day I wake up, I fight the voices in my head, man. Those voices, they talk to you. You want to do one thing, they tell you to do another one. They tell you, nah, it's all good. You don't have to do it today. And the mind is the greatest battlefield. That's where the fight's at. You versus you. The person you are versus the person you want to be. And the person you were yesterday trying to keep you the same. It's a fight. It's a struggle. I get it, Nova. I get it. I'm right here with you, baby girl. Let's go. I'm with you. Let's go.
I keep saying that I can change. But every day I wake up the same.
The struggle.
And I don't know if I wanna stay. But I will die before I run away.
Let's go.
Like Genghis Khan. It's do or die, so it's to the sky.
Let's go.
I'll stand my ground till it's where I lie. Like Genghis Khan. I keep saying that I can change. But every day I wake up the same.
Let's go.
And I don't know if I wanna stay. But I will die before I run away. Like Genghis Khan.
Facts though, you gotta stand your ground. You gotta stand your ground. It's easier said than done, I know. It's easier said than done because once you're in the middle of that battle with yourself and your voices, it's very easy to lose it. But you gotta strengthen your will. You know, it comes down to willpower, and that's something you actually grow and cultivate. Willpower. You don't just get it. You have to grow it. You have to grow your willpower to a point where you're in control. You know. But baby girl, I feel you, and you know, like I said at the beginning, you know, it's you can make songs, really great songs, without having to, you know, be naked, show your body off, talk about like have a bunch of nonsense in your bars. Like this track, man, like people need to hear this shit. They need to hear it, and they need to hear it from somebody who's been through that shit. You know, we need a lot of more music like this, especially from the female industry. And what's crazy about it is, Ruby Rose, like y'all know Ruby Rose, right? She had she was in London for the wire fest or some shit, wireless fest or some shit. Like basically, she was in London for a concert or whatever. And in a picture, I think it was her and her dancers, I think. But the caption was, "It was no great woman who went down in history." What did she say? Hold up, I'm gonna put that shit up just so I don't get it wrong. You know, 'cause she said something that I was like, interesting. Give me a second. I'm gonna put this shit up. Yeah, she said, "Well-behaved women rarely make history." Now check this out. This is somebody who's got 3.6 million followers. Right? 3.6 million followers. Let's see how many likes she got just on this one. She had almost 1,400 comments on the same picture. Y'all can go check it out on her Instagram and see for yourselves. But she's got hella likes in here, and it's a lot of like celebrities and shit in here too. But that's the message they're pushing out. Like, well-behaved women rarely make history, and little girls will see that shit and be like, "True, I gotta walk out here half naked and shit. That way people will remember me." That's the wrong message y'all are pushing out here, my nigga. It's real. It's not just some shit that happens in a faraway land or some fairy tale shit. It's real. You know, and I ain't taking no shots at Ruby Rose, but it's like you got a platform. You could do better. Deadass, you could do better, especially as a woman. She's probably gonna have kids someday. Imagine she has a daughter and her daughter has to grow up to that shit. Like Tom said in Propaganda, until it's one of your kids, until it's right at your doorstep, it's one of yours. Maybe then you see differently. Maybe then you change. I don't know, but it's a conversation to be had, and we are gonna have this conversation soon. Till then, y'all stay frosty. I got y'all. Let's get it.